You know what's funny? Whenever I rewatch this movie and I get to the scene with Natalie Dormer in it, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe it's her. This movie came out before Game of Thrones increased her popularity. Back then, I knew her only as Squirrel Face because, at least in my opinion, her face kinda looks like a squirrel. Captain America, the First Avenger. It's set in the 1940s, I had to say it like that. So Captain America, the First Avenger is the fifth movie in what was becoming the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's set back in the Greatest Generation during World War II, and we got Steve Rogers. He's a really scrawny, weak little dude who wants to enlist in the army. But he's not getting in, of course, because look at him. Now when Chris Evans was cast as Steve Rogers / Captain America, a lot of people were like, what? And I didn't really know what to think. I mean, back then I didn't know any better, and I actually enjoyed those earlier Fantastic Four films. But this just goes to show you how good of an actor Chris Evans is, because his character in the Fantastic Four films is pretty much the complete opposite of him as Steve Rogers. He's not a hothead with stupid lines, he is a patriot at heart. He just wants to go out there and do good things for his country because he feels that's the right thing to do, morally. That drive he has in him to do the right thing no matter what is what makes Captain America my favorite Avenger. And that's the truth. Which is why Dr. Abraham Erskine enlists him for the SSR's Super Soldier Serum program, Project Rebirth. And from there he becomes a Sentinel of Liberty that we all know and love, Captain America. Now I love the world that this film sets up. 1940s, Greatest Generation, World War II, all of that, America. Every time I watch it, I get so into it. Because the cold hard truth is that America just ain't like that anymore these days. And the supporting cast, we got Steve Rogers' best friend Bucky, and we have Agent Peggy Carter, played by Haley Atwell. When this movie came out, I pretty much declared her to be the hottest chick in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and she pretty much still is to this day. Maybe I just have a thing for British chicks, I don't know, but she's really hot and she kicks ass. And she's a pretty good love interest for Captain America. Now the main villain in this movie is one of the best main villains we've seen in a Marvel movie, and that is the Red Skull, played by Hugo Weaving. He kills it as the Red Skull. He thinks he's a god and he's willing to blow up half the world to prove it, starting with the USA. As far as classic old school villains go, he's pretty much at the top of the list. His only real motivation is, I want to destroy the world because I am evil and I am a god and I want to, haha. It really worked. And now that I really think about it, this movie's actually pretty simple. World War II, good guys versus bad guys, here we go. Maybe that's how the world was back in the 40s, but it's really cool to see that. And yeah, the action in this movie is pretty sweet. You got Captain America and his howling commandos kicking ass in that awesome montage. When Captain America's just throwing his shield at people, you just want to be like, when Captain America throws his mighty shield. It just... It doesn't get more classic than this. And I can't really talk about this movie without talking about the score. Alan Silvestri, the composer for Back to the Future, Lilo and Stitch, and countless other movies, composed the score for this movie, and it's awesome. This music is so patriotic. It's all like dun 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 dun. You're like, yes, this is proper Captain America theme music. And I gotta talk about the ending, so spoiler alert, in case you haven't seen this movie yet. Steve Rogers makes the ultimate sacrifice to save America. He's believed dead by the world. This scene's really cool. He wakes up in this healing room in New York City. He breaks out, he goes outside, you look around, you're like, holy shit, it's present day. I can't think of a better way to bring the Cap into modern day. It's just that scene was so well done. Lots of props to that. And of course he had that little Avengers teaser after the credits, which does nothing but jack you up. It's just, yeah, this was the final movie leading up to the big team up, which was going to be the Avengers. And I think it's really neat that they decided to finish introducing these characters with the First Avenger. It's a pretty neat choice that Marvel made. So yeah, I love the characters in this film, I love the world, I love the music, I love the villain, and I love the ending. All in all, a really great origin story for Captain America. So Captain America, the First Avenger, have you seen it? Have you watched it recently? And how does it rank among all the Marvel movies for you? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe. Captain America, the... Ow. I almost poked myself in the eye there.